Go become electrician. You make more money, become electricians. And AI is not gonna replace your job. No, I'm serious. I'm actually serious. Like, how's the AI gonna replace your job? They can't. Electricians, electricians. All right. So we want to find this is the hardest region, the hardest part of calculus to understand the area between the curve, disk, and washer. And but the thing is, don't worry about it is being hardest. Worry about try to understand what's in front of you. Okay, find area uh between two curve. So what I'm saying is, hey, can you find the area between here? So I have a top function, I have A and B, and I have a top function looks like a red function like this, and I have a bottom function, it's the blue functions like this, and can you find this area here? Okay, can you find this area? So whole idea is, well, we already know how to find area on the curve, so we're gonna say this is equal to, the whole idea is, let's copy and paste because I'm lazy. Copy. And I'm going to paste here. And I put it right here. Well, is equal to, I'm going to erase this part. And I'm going to say, hey, that's fine. The area of this whole thing
minus the area of the blue.
Yep. So that's finding this area here. Sorry, let's do this way. And that's subtract, right? Subtract paste here, subtract this part.
It's like the delta of the area kind of thing.
Yeah, subtract this area here. Subtract this area here. Then I will get this, the area in between. Does that make sense? So the idea is this. And so you understand the idea. It's very, very important. So you say, okay, well, that's fine. Area is equal to the summation, not summation, sorry, integrations between A to B, which is, that's the starting x value and an ending x value of top minus the bottom dx. So top minus bottom, but make sure you put a parenthesis on each. Make sure you have parenthesis because sometimes the function could be two term. When you minus a parenthesis, it's gonna distribute that negative sign.
So it's kind of just like a rate in, rate out kind of thing.
Essentially,
where the stuff left over, the stuff in between is the total rate.
I actually never look at it that way. Yeah, but that's true.
Because I was thinking like with the escalator, that's pretty much how it looks.
Yep, that's true. That's actually good thinking. Yeah, so you can look at it that way. Make sure you must have a parenthesis. Make sure you must have parenthesis. On both, on here or here. Like that, every time you substitute something, you always put a parenthesis around it. I even teach like 7th grade kids. I told them I'll beat the shit out of you if you don't put a parenthesis. And like, Yeah, and they start crying and I never want to learn math again. Mr. Yes told me he's gonna beat the shit out of me. No, but seriously, like, if you really want to understand everything in calculus, make sure you put a parenthesis where it has parentheses. If you don't, then that's gonna be an issue for you later. So you can be top minus bottom. Also, you can be this way. This way, we're gonna talk about end of period. It's kind of confusing, but it's gonna be okay. It's C to D is the Y value. So this is the X value. This is the X value. This C to D is the Y value. And this is the Y value. And it's gonna be right minus left. Put a parenthesis around it. Dy. Gonna be, well, what is dy? We're gonna talk about it later. We're gonna talk about it at end. So basically, this is a whole lesson. This lesson is either top minus bottom or right minus left. Depend what it's giving though. So we're gonna start with one of the functions. We're gonna say, hey, can you graph this function? Y equal to, sorry, I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna say it's y equal to x squared plus 2. And I'm gonna say blue function is gonna be y is equal to negative x, and x equal to 0, x equal to 1. I want you to find the area between this region bounded by this 4 different graphs. But the first objective is to graph all this 4 different graphs. So I want you to try it yourself before I do it.
We need 4.
There's a 4 graph. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh.
How do you graph x squared plus 2? How do you graph y equal to negative x? How do I graph x equal to 0? How do I graph x equal to 1? Those are all important skills for your SAT. I'm going to teach a couple sections of free SATs for people to come in. But you had to sign up for it. I'll post a link to sign up. I posted to, you had to give me all the information. So I need to communicate the parents and make sure that they're on the same track. So you gotta give me all the informations. And now one thing is I need you to register for SAT, and I need you to try the Blue Book, because the SAT is gonna be a little bit different this time around. But it's also
yeah, the Blue Book.
Yeah, but get familiarized with decimals inside. It's something that I want you to put effort into doing. Okay, so for wait, Tony, you have high math score now, right? 720, okay. Chase, you gotta try to take it. You want to save some money in college, trust me. And have somebody help you reading. You can help you with reading. I can help you with math.
Talk to Robin and show me some like SAT reading tips. It's
Yeah,
all like a package.
it does help. It does help.
Remember that one time?
I can help you lower your score.
SAT reading? And then just half the class went over and just walked
I think Charlie asked me the first question. Is that Mr. You answer this question? I'm like, the answer is none of above. And he was like, no, that's wrong. Oh, I said no change or
What was your
something.
SAT score? Did you take it?
Yeah.
What was it?
My math back then, like there's a hard score.
You said you had.
I have 740,
Oh, graph
in
line.
math.
Yeah.
and reading I have 430. It takes like 6 try to get 430. My lower score is 350.
Did you like
I know
the
that.
Shut up.
Down to 600.
It's out of 800 still, but back then it was harder because there's a 5 choice, And if you guess it wrong, they give you points off.
Oh, there's no points added. There's points
No, it's points off. If you got it wrong, then you get points off. So you rather leave it blank if you don't know anything. So those are hardcore SAT, and the words are hard. So at this particular case, did you graph it? X squared plus 2, it should be a parabola go up 2. Does that know? Does that make sense? So that should be like this. And negative x should be like this. And this should be the negative x here. And x equal to 0 is going to be right here. Oops, that was very... Line is too big. So it's going to be right here. So this line is going to be right here. And this line is going to be right here. So we're basically looking for this region right here. And we're going to shape this. We are looking for this region right here. So how do I set up my integral? Between what value and what value? Between which two values? 0, 1. Good. 0, 1 here. Is that okay for everybody?
Yeah.
What is the top function? X squared plus 2. Get used to put a parenthesis, please. Minus the negative x squared dx. I have color code this. Oh, sorry, not square. Sorry. Thinking about something else. Okay, so it's going to be negative x. Now it's going to be 0 and 1, x squared plus x plus 2 dx. You guys should know how to find definite integrals. X cubed over 3 plus x2 over 2 plus 2x between 1 to 0. So now draw a straight line, 1, 0. That means you already take an integral. And that's going to be 1/3 plus 1/2 plus 2. And now equal to this 2 over 2. This 3 over 3. So that's equal to 5 over 6 plus 2. 17 over 6. And that will be area there. Now this part is okay. It's not like too difficult, but it's starting. You get harder and harder each questions. But the first question, are we okay before we go into the second one? The first question should be pretty easy. Second question. I want to find the area between two intersecting graphs, between two intersecting graph.
And would this be the integral of the absolute value?
No. Now what happened is I'm gonna say f of x is equal to 2 minus x squared. And g of x is equal to x. Okay, so I got two graphs. Now, in this thing here, I will always find intersection first. Always find intersection first. Besides graphing, I will find intersection manually. That means I'm going to be able to solve on my own. And second thing is set up integral of top minus bottom. But before that, you should draw the function. Draw the functions. So you draw the function. Can you guys draw this functions? Can you guys draw this function?
Yeah.
Yeah, just draw it for me. And then, if you want to do it, Find the intersection. How do you find the intersection, by the way? No, not the line test. You think of if it's a function, but no. Plugging what? No. Who says that? Good job, Avadash. Set it equal to each other. So set equation equal to each other. Set equation equal to each other. Very, very important skill. Besides graphing, now graphing sometimes we're not accurate. But 2 minus x squared, it should be like this. Is parabola facing up or facing down? Down. So it should be like this. And like this, like this, like this. Now x is going to be here. Sorry, this one is going to be right here. So this is the graph for y equal to x. And this is going to graph like this. And this is the region I'm looking for. Does that make sense? Now, our graph is not accurate. On the test, I want you to figure out manually where's the intersection of the x value. So that means I'm going to follow what Avadash told me, because Avadash is pretty good at math. So we're going to say, hey, let's listen to him. Set equation equal to each other. So 2 minus x squared is equal to x. On your SAT, sometimes just have to do this. You don't have to know how to solve the equation. Just move everything to the other side like this. And just graph this function. And you look for the zeros. Just graph it, look for x-intercept, click on that on decimal. You find your zeros. You don't need to know how to solve it. On your SAT, it's that easy. So, but for my test, it's not so easy.
Yeah.
You had to factor it. So it'll be x plus 2, x minus 1. X plus 2 equal to 0, x minus 1 equal to 0, x equal to negative 2, x equal to 1. We verify this. This is negative 2, and this is 1. Am I going too fast? So we talk about some SAT strategy. Always move, set equation equal to 0, just graph that equation. Don't graph equal to 0, graph that equation without a 0. You graph only here. Does that make sense? You don't graph equal to 0. Now, once you do that, you find out what the x-intercept is. Then you say, okay, well, just set up integral. Negative 2 to 1. And I graph it. I say, okay, negative 2 to 1. What is the top function?
2 minus x squared.
2 minus x squared. I always put a parenthesis. Negative x dx. Even as x, I put a parenthesis. I get used to it, and I'm not going to make mistake. Now, I'm going to set it. I'm going to say it's this. This one I'm going to write in descending order. Minus x squared minus x plus 2 dx, because that's easier for me to take integral. Now I'm going to show you a couple of tricks when you try to simplify the definite integral. The trick is always deal with the same denominator. I'm sorry, this one's integral already. The integral is going to be negative x cubed over 3 minus x squared over 2 plus 2x between negative 2 to 1. So after you take integral, you draw a straight line. So that way it's not confusing that am I already taking integral, am I not? Now I'm going to plug in the first value, negative 1 over 3rd. Minus plugging 1 is going to be 1 over 2 plus 2. minus -2 to the third power. What's -2 to the third power? -8 times negative, so it's +8, right? 8/3 minus what? 4/3? 4/2, sorry. Plus what? -4, so it's going to be subtract 4, right? So the trick is this. Here's a trick. The trick is combine this term minus this term. Why that's a trick? Because you don't need combine fraction on first parenthesis, combine fraction second parenthesis. You can just combine all the 1/3 and the -3/8/3. It's going to be -9/3. Does that make sense? And that the other one is going to be what? Minus plus 4/2. So it'll be plus 3/2. 2 minus -4 is going to be what? 6. So it'll be, this is 3. -3, so it'd be 3 plus 3/2. So it'll be 9/2. So the answer is 9/2. I didn't do some complex calculation. I just do right minus left. And I combine the same fractions. It makes my life easier. I don't want to just combine fractions here, combine fraction here. My life is a lot harder when I do that. I can combine same denominator. Questions?
How about some stuck in the outlet?
Huh?
Stuck in the outlet?
Not me, but maybe the church did it? No. Okay, so it's 9/2. Is that okay? So far, not too difficult. Now, this is a
Wait, why is it +3 not -3?
6 minus 3.
Oh,
Next one is going to be 3x squared or 3x cubed minus x squared minus 10x. And there's another function that g of x is equal to -x squared plus 2x. Now, I'm going to teach you how to graph it, but I'll teach you afterward. But at least let's find out where the intersection is. Do you know how to find intersections? Can you guys find the intersections? By hand? How do you find the intersection by hand? Say they go to each other. Good. Let's do that first. And I'm going to teach you how to graph individually.
those blinds have a mind of their own right now.
It's okay. I should have rolled it up. Well, if I roll that up, the light's going to come in. Gonna blind somebody. Can you tell me how many intersections there are?
No. 3.
Can you tell me where?
I'm getting there. Oh wait. -10. -2x.
So you should get 3x and you should get 3 solutions. That's gonna give you a 3x cubed minus 10x equal to 2x. I'm gonna subtract 2x on both sides. That's gonna be 3x cubed minus 12x is equal to 0. Now I'm gonna factor out GCF. What's GCF?
Greatest common factor.
3x minus 4. 3x times x plus 2 and x minus 2. So, wow, those are actually 3x in 3 intersections. 0, -2, and x equal to 2. So obviously, I'm going to go in to graph this. I'm going to say that's going to have 3x intercepts. One is at 0, one is at -2, and one is at 2. So those are the 3x intercept. But do we know how to graph the blue function? I'm going to show you how to graph the blue function. You don't have to know, but right now I'm going to teach you a little bit because I think some of you guys can see those things. It's going to be way better. So let's just say if my goal is to graph just this alone. Don't take a derivative. Just factor. Factor out of x. 3x squared minus x minus 10. And I can factor more. So that's going to be 3, 1, 2, 5. First, last, middle. This one's going to be 6x. This is 5x. Which one need to be negative?
6.
6 and 2, right? So it'll be equal to x times 3x plus 5, x minus 2. So that means on blue part, there was 2, 0, and this here. The graph is going to be something like this. Because this side's down, this side's up is 3x cubed. How do I graph the other one? Well, g of x equal to negative x squared plus 2x. I can take out negative x, x minus 2, x equal to 0, x equal to 2. So those two intersections right here. And this parabola facing down. So the parabola is facing down here. And this graph, I'm going to regraph that. It's going to be intersect here. So basically, I'm looking for this region right here. And this region here. So there are two regions here. And so I'm going to start with a -2 to 0. Is that okay? What's on the top? The cubic functions. Okay, so I'm going to write down the cubic function, which is blue. So that's going to be 3x cubed minus x squared minus 10x. And this minus what? Minus x squared plus 2x. What am I missing here? Parentheses. Okay, so let's put a parenthesis around here. And put a parenthesis around here. And I think I missed another negative sign here. So negative x squared plus 2x. That is the first interval. If you understand, hey, what if I don't know which one's higher? Plug in the value and see which one is more positive. Plug in the value between -2 to 1 to 0. And then see which one's higher. Then you can decide which one's higher, even you didn't graph it. Okay. Plus integration from 0 to 2. What is the top function? Negative x squared plus 2x, right? Minus the bottom function. 3x cubed minus x squared minus 10x. Now this is dx. So this one will be -2 to 0. This one's gonna be 3x cubed minus 12x dx, and then plus 0 to 2 of negative 3x cubed plus 12x dx.
Okay, so it's the positive and negative.
Those top minus bottom for each one, there are two regions this time. I'm gonna plug in, so it'll be 3x to the 4th over 4 minus 12x to the 2 over 2 between 0 and negative 2 plus negative 3x to the 4 over 4 plus 12x squared over 2 between 0 to 2. If I plug in 0, I'm going to get 0 minus, if I plug in negative 2 is 16, 16 times 3 is 48, 48 divided by 2 is 12. If I plug in negative 2, it's going to be 4, cancel out of 2, 2. That's going to be plus 20, minus 24. Plus, I'm feeling they are the same, so that's going to be negative 12 plus 24. So that's equal to 24. So the answer is 24. So there are two regions. Your objective before you leave is y equal to x cubed, y equal to x. I want you to find the area between those two functions. I'm gonna do one more, but once you get done. What time we leave here?
2 more minutes. What? You're right. Just check. Thank you. Good job.
X cubed. If you don't know what's on the top, make sure you grab it. No, make sure you plug in. What'd you get?
Oh no, sorry, I was stretching. Almost done. Oh, it's 0. No. Oh wait, no, it's not 0. Sorry, it's leaving the integral.
No. No. X cubed equal to x. X cubed minus x equal to 0. X times x squared minus 1. Did you do this? So x equal to 0, x equal to -1, x equal to 1. The correct graph of this graph is kind of hard to see, but it's going to be like something like this. Something like this. This is the x cubed graph. This is going to be here. And they're the same graph, even though they don't look the same. So technically, I'm going to do the -1 to 0. What's on the top, on the left-hand side?
Oh, on the left hand side, the x cubed.
Minus x, right? Plus 0 to 1 of x minus x cubed. Yeah.
How is x above x to the third on the right?
On the right, you can plug in 0.5 to see which one's higher. If I plug in 0.5, the x is going to be 0.5. X cubed is going to be 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.5. It's going to be way smaller than. So it'd be x4 over 4 minus x2 over 2 between 0 and -1 plus x2 over 2 minus x4 over 4 between 0 and -1. Here it's going to be 0 minus, this is a 1/4, and this one's minus 1/2. And then this is plus, this is going to be 1/2 minus 1/4. So that's going to be negative 1/4. This is positive 1/4 plus positive 1/4, 2 over 4. X equal to 2.
That equals 1/2.
Oh yeah, 1/2. Oh, man, I'm so sleepy. You're right, 1/2. Now, some people can also get this result is 1/4 and multiply by 2 because they are symmetrical. Right? You could have get like 2 times this. You could have got that. And 0 to -1, so it'll be 2 times 1/4. 2 over 4, that's equal to 1/2. Same result if I do it that way, because you understand that's symmetrical. The last part. Horizontal representation. What do I mean by that? Well, I can have this function says x equal to 3 minus y squared, and x equal to y plus 1. Now, how many of you guys know how to graph 3 minus y squared? Yes, Josh?
Isn't it like when it face to the left, but it's like the
Yep. So x squared is faced up or down.
This is the CD.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then this is a y square is gonna face right or left. Since the negative y square, this graph is gonna look like a facing left situation and going right direction by 3. So it's gonna be something like this. And x equal to y plus 1, or basically y is a line that's going like diagonal line, and it's gonna go right by 1. So it's gonna be like this. So it turns out we can graph pretty accurately. Or you can graph y equal to x minus 1, same thing, same graph. Now remember, the way we accumulate area is slightly different in this situation. The way we accumulate data is area is gonna go like this. Horizontal representation here. Instead of the last one is all vertical. It's going vertical lines from left to right. See, this is the vertical line. This is a horizontal representation. Now, if you tilt your head to the right, which graph is on the top?
X equals y minus 1 or y plus 1.
No, it's the other one.
It's the other one. It's the red line.
Because they're going right or left.
Yeah, so that's why I say it's right minus left. Because right is a top graph. From -2 to 1. And the graph is going to be 3 minus y squared, for a parenthesis, minus of y plus 1 dy. Now I can do -2 to 1. Because the way we calculate area is this way. Do you see this way? So it's dy, a slice of y, instead of a slice of dx. D means change. This is a change in y each time. So dy is a change in y. It's a horizontal line. So that's going to be 3 minus y squared minus y minus 1 dy. Going to be -2 to 1 of negative y squared minus y plus 2. If you do the calculation correctly, you should get 9/2. I'm not going to do the calculation because I'm kind of sleepy.
Oh yeah, it's because it's like the same one that we did before.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
graph.
Just
Now, here's the thing. Now, some question says, hey, Mr. Ye, why can I do top minus bottom here? Pay attention why I cannot.
because it's both top and bottom.
For this part, it's okay. For this part, it's okay. You can choose the negative part, but for this part, it's the same function. Top minus bottom of this particular function here, like you have to do it correctly, otherwise you will not get it correct. They will actually cancel out if you use the same function because they're same function here. But you have to do like this part and this part. You have to subtract correctly. You have to arrange correctly. Otherwise, it's gonna be top subtract bottom. This actually end up to get 0. So this actually underestimate. So you cannot do top minus bottom. You have to do right minus left.
Be tired, Mr. Ye.
Yeah, I think it's like allergy season.
It's almost.
And I drink a whole bottle of Mountain Dew. It does not help.
That's why he's tired. You drink too much now.
Drink too much Mountain Dew. Probably. Congrats.
Hi, Kelly.
Congrats, enjoy. Yeah, at least you have my test degree today because I'm here.
Oh yeah, how are the tests? How's the test grading going?
Yeah, I got you a car kit.
Almost finished.
Wait, real?
Finished?
I took it from your car because I had a feeling you'd be here. You went into my car? You always keep it up. You went into my car and tell me. You didn't even tell me. I was shocked to hear that you were talking to me this year. How did I get into you?
Why you guys stealing my hot sauce?
Yes, I am still on that.
You wanted to smell it.
What is? Why you smell my hot sauce? That's gross.
I'm the gross. You eat it. Get back tomorrow. Okay.
Oh, this shirt is bro.
Better.
Me and Angie.
That means I'm going home.
We split half and half.
On you. I was gonna go to it. I'll people telling me not to go.
No, you should have That's what assignment. I'm going home. Yeah, like, I went and I put it. I know. Into my car.
Just wanted to see what I messed up this year.
You mess up a lot more than you think.
Yeah. Bye, Mr. A.
Bye. All right, time to lock in.
Are you making the test?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot the BC has a test today.
BC have a test today.
That's 30 minutes before.
Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Mr. Yang, have you graded my test yet?
No. All the fourth period is still waiting to be determined. Score.
Is the homework in the book for tonight?
I don't know yet.
Hi, Anthony. She had to ask for baby. I mean, now it's still up. Hi, Anthony. You ready for your test?
Why?
They're all crazy good songs.
Oh, they're not that bad.
Mr. Yang, on the last FRQ you gave us, there was negative water flow.
Yeah, that was my fault.
Mr. Ignace, what a huge favor.
Why?
Take the test. I have to go to the hospital to take care of my dad. Right.
What are you doing first period?
First period? So I can come first period.
Yeah, you can take it while I'm teaching breakout.
Your dad take it. He'll be okay.
What's wrong?
Hard is like beats normally, then it goes to like 130, 140 medium. So he just like he passed out a couple nights ago. He's having to stay in the hospital. Just been like taking care of it. I apologize.
It was so much fun.
Sophia, do you know how you did on the test? I don't know. What?
Sophia always mess up the dumb one.
I'm trying to figure out like what are the things that because I don't think I messed up. I think I got it on the rainwater. That one I'm pretty sure I got. He's making the test for PC, but I mean, technically he has all his periods, so you can.
I'm trying to let him like finish up the homework right now.
Leave me alone.
I know.
Leave me alone. Gracias. Mucho. Mucho gracias.
Do you ever look at your old tests for, like, do you ever like reuse them like?
Leave me
years later?
alone. Gracias. I'm ready to lock
He
it.
is not in the mood right now.
These are gonna create a test for us.
That's really good. Oh, okay.
Can somebody help me post the homework today?
Yeah, I'll do it.
No, but you have Android, right?
Yeah, but I can still do WhatsApp.
Yeah, but I have to post on the. One of you guys can help me post it. Or either
Oh,
Rajesh.
I see. I was gonna say, like, what do you mean?
I don't know who's 373. I'm just gonna airdrop. RV, I'm gonna assume that's Rajesh. Okay, only do the vertical cross section, not the horizontal cross section. And I'll give you answers too. Right.
It won't let me send it to.
You have XVPN?
Yeah. But it's not letting me send it to WhatsApp. Did someone else get this earlier?
I have.
Alright, can you post it? Thank you.
A lot of people reject it.
I heard it's more than thought. More than thought.
I feel like some more. Last year, all of my BC only have 8. This year, I feel like there's even people in AB got in.
Wait, what do you get?
What?
But I feel like it's been every year people have more and more. Yeah, they're having more applications. Oh, yeah, more rigorous stuff.
Thank you.
It's not fascinating. It's sent to us. Like there was stuff on Instagram. And like he awarded the question 3 times. I got 8-5, but like oh no. Yeah. But I just feel like it's kind of it's hard. Like the like make sure you like review like no. Yeah. Do what? I read all I read my book yesterday. But you can use it on. I got 8.
Yeah, but like such.
I got 8.
Me too. It's literally
I forgot like what freedom of the city was. I didn't know what that was. And I didn't read like
Oh,
the
I
14 point stuff.
Oh, really?
I like guess on like the 14 points one was to the extent I wasn't there that day to like go over it, but I didn't like I got all into that. One of the 14 points that said except. Okay, how did that picture show social Darwinism? That picture did not show social Darwinism.
Is there an explanation?
Like I thought it was. Did you put social Darwinism? But how did it show social Darwinism?
Of course.
I thought that was really not. You held it, but I didn't think it was social Darwinism.
Well, I still understand how.
And then I got like one other one wrong. Because I didn't like really.
What?
I got 5. I later.
Okay, can you send me a picture?
Oh, okay. 6.3. 8. Really? Okay. I feel like I'm getting my song. And I did pretty good on like the writing, so I just need to like we need to go on like LAQs and PVQs class and not even know that.
What is AP macro?
Yeah, I'm taking it right now. I'm taking it right now.
You're taking AP macro.
Yeah, I'm taking it.
Really?
Because I don't want to take it here.
Yeah, so small.
It's like it's actually like it's like a multiple choice. But it's pretty easy because you don't unless it's an explain, you don't have to explain your answer.
Yeah.
Unless it says explain, you don't have to explain your answer. So you can literally just like bring it to word.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that hard. I think micro is hard. Like that.
But you don't have to do that, right? Just US.
So if you take that on, I feel like it's easier.
I thought. Wait, the hell is? What science are you in?
Right.
Really? It's only about 3 fucking 5.
I don't want to take
Astrology honors?
no. It's very not right. But I like this.
Was it underrated?
Good function. I suddenly gave my sister already. Really seeing still the best.
So, wait, should I put like the math one?
But that was the best job.
Yeah.
We got free stuff. Like burger buy, we got like gift certificates.
Really?
Yeah.
How much?
Not four. Four is usually, I got, me and Bailey just got two. So good. Didn't you flew back from Romania that we were in Truffle Song? I know, really good. We own that. From our neighborhood here. What do you do? Brick? Probably like. No, they have a off neighbor. What is off? My mom said you could bring my dog to school. She met. He met. He's really? So what did you do yesterday?
What did I do? So,
Wait, you mentioned together?
no, this is my other puppy.
Oh, but what did you have together?
So that's what's in. Yeah, I not fit.
Okay.
We need to put two down because they randomly see. So, but it's separated 5 and 5, so I take first. And I just fed them. Yes, yeah. There's one so far. Just regular 5 hours. But so far.
More time.
Yeah.
Oh my god. At breakfast, there's three little golden retrievers. Like, they would eat food. I didn't know that.
What?
I feel like wanting to adopt all.
No, they're all close.
Oh, really? They are. But there was like pugs that shouldn't adopt. And then you have no dogs.
Hmm?
You have a dog?
They have any other dog?
Yeah. So you just suck.
Yeah, for now.
You gonna work it?
Yeah.
Didn't she go? I don't know if it is on this. No, we got 103 words. I saw that. And I was like, oh my god. And then 103 words, and I was like, oh my no. Wait, you can? Maybe it's just gonna start that it's expired. That's not good. I'm going. I'm doing later, right? I'm only doing that. You're gonna have to. I know. counts as what? What counts as what? No, I'm not taking. Wait, actually, yeah. Okay, that counts. Yeah, I'm good, right? Yeah. Oh, I feel bad. She doesn't have any of her art credits. She has to take art honors this year. Oh, I hope he has. Oh, yeah. But that's just a good class.
I don't know.
I don't have an artist. Very just. That's true. I mean, art. Yellow. I heard the Zorla's like pretty chill. Not so much. I still be kind of like. She's really nice, but she just like. Saying something. The city, I think it's really. Okay.
Anthony, are you doing math team next year? You will.
April I feel like was okay. It's just like it's not like the stuff.
So next year you're gonna be you, Luke. Sure.
I think it was easier to get in classes.
Huh? What? Oh yeah, and Vincent.
This week, though,
Sophia, what can you do on math team?
Because I'm busy on Saturdays.
she's helping dogs stay alive.
In the morning or in the afternoon? Whole day? Since you always work on Saturday, the whole day?
Not every Saturday, but like every Saturday night.
Huh?
Not she said not every Saturday, but like every Saturday that you have that. Not hard helping out.
Did you help me post the answers? By any chance?
Yeah.
Thank you. I feel like you'll be very good at it. But that's okay.
A lot of like the their characters. Yeah, like looking at like my mom. I was like, ooh, I don't know. What did I say? Maybe like she wasn't religious. Yeah, I feel like something because myself how to like get answer things. Cause like they mention it like when she's at the home. Nothing else made sense. Because like when she's at the home, she like she's an early. Yeah. I don't know. That's probably what I got wrong.
That's what I like about Lamar.
Just kind of just be after Richard. I don't feel the same for this.
That was so interesting.
I like it. I thought it was cool because it's like nonfiction. I like reading it.
It's nonfiction.
I mean fiction.
Oh, I was like,
I'm sorry. I accidentally saw his Instagram. I thought like for a second I keep on saying nonfiction when in fiction. So literally I was like, oh my god, Instagram, I'm so excited for like the nonfiction section. And then 10 minutes later when I was in class, I was like, what did I just say?
oh well.
No. Doing what? Yeah. My apes. Just one semester. Exactly. So
No, but then they have to do another semester.
Can you do that one? Mm-hmm. Can you do that? Maybe. I can go do it. What is my favorite? I'm really talking about my class. This Ace business, is that an elective? Unless it's. We have class today, right?
Yeah. How are you doing so far?
Oh, good. I'm just being pretty good.
Did you try a couple more tests?
Yeah. Big before.
Actually, like, you gotta be very cautious on the easy questions.
Now in the first section.
No, on like even percentages, like
Yeah.
the problem is what gets people is like the 7th grade math. It's not actually the higher level math. 7th grade math is what's gonna affecting, like, you know, ratios, probabilities, and stuff like that. High school math is not that bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What do you like want to get?
But it's super good.
But
I think I'm doing pretty good in the first section. Now we get the function. That's like what you need to get.
That's so weird.
Oh.
Is it like a
Yeah, it's just like the reading part. It's like a small idea. I think I've like got it. So just like a journal. It's like really
yeah, very confusing.
so
Let me know.
500.
Next year will be
Next year will be sure. After college apps, I'm off getting university back. So that's
Oh.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Then we can go with like Luca. I don't know. Like second half senior year. She's pretty busy now, right?
No. And so Luca, I don't want to go into Disney.
I'm kind of like
Universal Theater.
only like okay, yeah, only like
Theater.
cruises and things. I just can't with like because we used to go just like so much. I like overdid.
Yeah. We aren't really. We did it for a year.
Oh, okay.
That's the beginning.
He doesn't like it.
No, we're going. No. Never mind.
We used to go like once a month. It's going in though.
That's
My mom thought that was good, you know, seriously. Because my mom would always work and my dad would keep us. So like we would just
how many times do you have to go?
Yeah, Lena, post this.
Not for like to be saving money.
All the questions are 30. Hold on a second, let me see other questions. 20, 22,
I'm just worth it.
14.
It's probably
Yeah, here.
But I feel like you have to keep it under your
But if you really wanna make these switch.
Post on the group chat. Bye. Have a good day.
That's why I want to do like.
Yeah.
Just wanted to